audience, welcome to this week's Good Work Show. We are excited to be with you today. We got a couple of great organizations that are going to come on, and we've had one on the show before. Really unique mission.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they are fusing together like running and homelessness and helping people get back on their feet. They're called Back on My Feet. So.
Right. So let's just start there.
Yes.
The organization is called Back on My Feet.
Yes.
And we're going to have Nicole Meyer, who's their director of development. She's going to come in and share with us about their mission. And then also we'll tell you what Elaine and I said that we were going to do.
Well, you said it, and then you said, oh, do you want to go to... Just like the thing the other day, last night, where you're like, well, we got invited to this thing from the Good Work Show, and I should have said no.
But you didn't.
Based on when we went.
But you didn't.
I know.
And we were there.
But don't you feel like you should have said no too?
Absolutely. But however, we were there and we smiled. But I think this will be fun.
Yeah, no, this is more active. So we are going to participate in some way with Back on My Feet. Just you have to wait and see. And if you follow us on social media, we will post pictures and video of what we're doing.
Yeah, and it's happening this week. So you don't have that long to wait. It's happening in like 2 or 3 days.
Right.
So you're good.
Yeah. So that'll be your behind the scenes.
Yes.
You know.
So excited about that. And then we're going to have Liz Brown from the Georgia Association of Black Women Attorneys. Did I get that right?
Yes.
GABWA.
GABWA. Yeah.
And they do incredible amounts of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So really great organization. They're going to share with us some of the resources that they have for folks that are here. While it's called the Georgia Association of Black Women Attorneys, you don't have to be a woman or black, I don't think, to actually join.
Mm-mm. No.
You just have to be somewhere connected to the legal profession.
Right.
But
and in Georgia.
Yeah. But when Liz gets here, she's going to share about all the resources that they have and the work that they're doing for their members as well as for the larger community. So.
And they have an event coming up too.
Yeah, they do. So they, she'll share more with us on that, which also sounds like a lot of fun. So she'll share some information about that. It's coming up in a couple of weeks. So there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
I always think about the holiday season. I know the holiday season for me is when I end up going to a bunch of fundraisers. It's usually around like September. Actually, last year, Labor Day, there was good Labor Day sales, and I ended up buying like a lot of like dresses, like cocktail stuff or whatever.
To go to the things.
Because I knew like starting in like October becomes like fundraiser season and you find yourself going to things, and I was like, well, I needed a stockpile. But when you go to Macy's and they're like $25 because it's the Labor Day, that Labor Day sale's good one. I never really thought about summer fundraisers.
That's probably when you should have it then. If everybody else is having theirs at the end of the year, then this is probably...
sneak one in the middle of the summer and everybody's like, oh, yeah, I'll go to that. Yeah. And then you're not thinking about the fact that you have like 3 others that you have to go to.
Because if you wait till the end of the year, people are going to use their Christmas money. They're going to, they're either going to spend it on the fundraiser or on the Christmas gifts, and somebody's getting short in between. I'm just saying. So you have it in the summertime when...
Or you make somebody's Christmas gift.
Well, I guess you could be going on summer vacation.
But you make someone's Christmas gift your donation. I donated on your behalf.
No, I have mixed feelings about that.
That's what you're getting for Christmas this year.
No.
I'm going to make a donation. I'm going to adopt a dolphin.
Let me choose where it goes.
I'm going to adopt a dolphin or something.
I mean, I don't mind dolphins. Don't get me wrong. See, I don't want anybody coming around to say, well,
Elaine hates dolphins.
I don't want PETA, or anybody to come find me. But all I'm saying is,
Why don't you pick an animal? You can have a dolphin.
I don't want that.
You can have a polar bear.
No, I
don't know what else is endangered. You can have a whale. You liked whales.
When?
I don't know. Weren't we talking about whales?
I like the story about whales. There was a story about whales on NPR that was a really interesting controversy that was happening about whales and whale watching. I'm not saying I don't like whales. See, you try to get me in trouble with the people. I don't want the people to call me and say, Elaine is against animals. I'm not against animals. I just don't necessarily want you to get me that for Christmas.
Okay. Maybe your birthday.
Or at least, no. Well, let me make a donation to my own charity on your birthday.
Well, you know what? That's what we could do. I could make a donation to the organization that you're on the board for.
Now, that I would appreciate that. Now, that, yes.
I mean, maybe.
Yes.
We'll see.
But
anywho.
if just in case, I like I like the tangible gifts too.
Nah, we'll see.
Yeah.
It'll be a card, and in the card I will write.
Yeah, no, see, I'm kind of on the fence. Now, I think it's nice for people to do that. You know, and everybody like on Facebook, every time it's their birthday, they do their fundraiser thing. I think some people just do it to seem like they're nice. Well, I think that's overused because some people don't really align with the. I'm like, when did you ever talk about you?
Well,
like
that's true, and I kind of feel like there's a birthday on Facebook every single day.
There is one, so
I really do.
You can't. It's hard to donate to that.
I do pick and choose. It's like, so the first threshold is, do I only wish you happy birthday on Facebook? Or are you a person that I would actually call and or text to wish you a happy birthday? So you got to jump that hurdle first.
So if you're a Facebook only, do you get a donation?
No.
But if you're in person, what's the amount you get?
It depends. It depends on a lot of things.
Okay.
It depends on the organization.
Okay.
Do I already support that organization?
So if it's one you already support and you know the person and you would tell them in person, happy birthday, what's the amount they get?
You might get like $20.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's...
Because
$20.
Those things add up.
It does add up.
And it's a good thing because we're supporting organizations, and there are some really great organizations that people are choosing to support. And I always have a fundraiser. I usually do one for Red Nose. I think I did one this year.
But it wasn't for your birthday. You just did it.
No. I always do one because we've had them on the show before.
Right.
Red Nose Day. I always do a Red Nose Day fundraiser, and then I did a fundraiser for United Way this year. So I had a couple running this year that I've. So when people, that's the other threshold. Who supports my fundraisers?
Oh, yeah. Now, I supported yours.
You did support mine.
And you supported mine.
So, yes.
So, yeah. I did March of Dimes, which, by the way, March of Dimes is going to come on the show soon.
And then, speaking of United Way, so we talked about, we have two great guests today.
Yes.
So I do have to give a shout out to so I took the United Way VIP training. Great training to learn how to better serve nonprofits here in the community. So I'm working on that personally, not just using the show, but to give some of my personal time and effort. But it's a great training program. You spend 10 weeks learning how to be a good and effective board member for nonprofits here in our community. So great. But a part of that, I met some really cool people. And some of those people called me up recently and was like, hey, I work with these organizations. I think they'd be good guests for the show. And we have both of them on this week.
Oh, good.
So I have to say thanks to Sade and John. So thanks, guys.
All right. Well, I hope they're watching the show.
Well, they will be because I'm going to send it to them and say, I mentioned your name on the show. At the very least, you have to listen to the first 6 minutes until you hear your name. And then you can, go about your business, I guess. I don't know. But yeah,
they'll probably watch all the way through if they support the organization.
Exactly.
They'll take an interest in it. So maybe they'll share it.
So that's where I find my support. I'm like, I find some groups and organizations, people that wrote me and say, hey, I'm doing this, like you did, and said like, hey, I'm doing this. I think you should.
It depends on the person to me.
Well, I trust your judgment. So I'm like, okay, sometimes. So.
Wait, are you talking about me in particular or just you, like a general you?
No, you.
Oh, okay.
Like you said, hey, I'm doing this. It's a great organization.
And I doubled your money.
You did double my money.
I doubled your money, so.
You put your own.
I put a lot of my own dollars.
So all those are good things. So all that to say.
It was all good, though. I mean, don't take it. I did put a lot of my own, but it was
for a great organization.
It was a great cause.
Not support the March of Dimes. So I'm really glad
you could not, but you
should not. So I'm excited that we're actually going to have Shane back on in a couple weeks.
He's like excitable.
Oh my
gosh, his energy.
We may have to spend the whole hour with Shane because he's just
he's off the chain, Shane.
And they're doing such great work. So
they are,
and people. March of Dimes has evolved so much since it was since it was founded. So great organization there. We have to get the United Way people back in. Who else do we need to get in here? Actually,
a lot of people.
Our listeners should tell us that. So we have some thoughts and ideas, but we always do like to get our listeners to share with us their thoughts about who they'd like to hear on the show, who they want to hear from, organizations and see organizations that they know about, or maybe they don't know that much about, or they feel like other people should learn about. So there's a number of different ways that you can reach us. So you can, first of all, shoot us an email, goodworks@ging.org, and let us know there. You can also send us we actually got one the other day, a direct message on Instagram or Facebook.
Neat.
I know, it was kind of cool. It works. wow, it worked. Shoot us a direct message and let us know that you're interested in coming on the show. And we'd love to have you on. We've got, we're here every week.
That's right. So we get a lot of content. We have a lot of opportunities for content.
Yes.
And if we miss a show, not if we miss a show, if we miss an opportunity, we always have our social media. So we always share things on social media, even if the person can't make it to the show, or even if they're after the show and they have an event, and we'll still share that, especially if we go. So that doesn't mean that you have to invite us to stuff if you're on the show, but it's nice. We do like to go out, and we like to support the organizations while we're there, and we learn a lot about the organizations. And so a lot of times, even if we don't have the organization on the show, we'll talk about the mission of the organization, just kind of like we did with March of Dimes, because we know about what they do. And so we'll do a lot of that as well. So even if they aren't willing to, or maybe they're camera shy, maybe they're, they don't want to, kind of come on, you can call in. You can call in. You don't have to sit here with us, but we like for them to come in. Yes.
No, but there's so much good stuff happening here in our community, and it kind of just blows my. Every time I think, I'm like, oh no, we have to put guests for the show, and there's always just many. There's so much happening, and we're so lucky to live in a community that has the philanthropic community that Atlanta has. So we just want to provide a platform and share that information with other people so folks can learn about it. So we're here for you. And on that note.
I know. And on that note, we're going to take a break. But like Trenise said, we're going to come back and we're going to talk to Nicole Myers, who is from Back on My Feet. She's the development director. So she's going to talk to us about the organization, but then talk about a unique fundraiser that they have coming up. And so I know she's got a big hand in planning that. So we are going to use the opportunity on the show to give her an opportunity for you to learn about it and maybe participate. So stick with us. You're listening to The Good Work Show.
To learn more about the show and how your company can tell their story, like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter @GoodWorkShow.
Audience, welcome back to The Good Work Show. We are excited because we have our in-studio guest, Nicole Myers, who's the Director of Development for Back on My Feet, with us in the studio. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me today. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. So way back when, I don't remember how long ago, we had Back on My Feet on the show. Yeah. And we were excited. It was a really interesting organization, one we hadn't heard of. The mission was great. And we remember it, but we want to remind those who may not remember, or those who are new to our show, what Back on My Feet is all about. So tell us about that. Tell us about your mission and what you do.
Sure. Well, thanks for having us back in studio. We're really excited. We are growing by leaps and bounds here in Atlanta, so it's a good time to visit again with you all. Mm-hmm. So Back on My Feet is a nonprofit operating in 13 cities coast to coast. We're launching in Denver this coming month, so we're really excited. But we utilize the power of running to help people transform their lives from homelessness, addiction, and mental health issues to a much healthier path back to the workforce and back to stabilized housing. So it's a fantastic energy that I think we're able to work with individuals on.
Yeah, absolutely. Really cool.
I know. So talk to us a little bit. You work with folks that are homeless right now, and you're working to get them back stabilized. But talk to us a little bit about the scope of that problem here in Atlanta.
Sure. So, each city has different challenges facing them. And Atlanta is unique, but also not unusual across our country. And every year there's a point in time count that is done to assess how many individuals are living in homelessness in the city of Atlanta. And in the most recent data that we're able to access, just within our very specific city limit boundaries, those 130 miles that are the city of Atlanta, square miles, 3,000 individuals are homeless on average every single evening. Wow. And that is tremendous to think about. And, each one of those individuals has a unique story to tell, has a very unique situation that they're battling. And trying to provide services for them can be challenging. Mm-hmm. But those individuals are homeless for a variety of reasons. It can be as simple as they lost a job and it was truly a series of unfortunate events. Mm-hmm. But oftentimes those individuals are facing mental health issues. Mm-hmm. They're facing really serious addiction issues, and the grip of addiction and mental health challenges is very strong.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it can cause reoccurring homelessness. And, particularly in Atlanta, we strive as a city and within the continuum of care to make homelessness brief and non-recurring. But unfortunately, often with addiction, it is recurring.
Yeah. So what is it about running that helps, the folks that you are serving with, their homelessness or, battling addiction? What is it about that type of exercise and why? And why did you, and I guess, kind of going back, I know you aren't the founder, but, what was it about running that was attractive to kind of motivate?
Right. No, I absolutely, that's actually a fantastic question. When I first took my role with Back on My Feet and I was explaining to my friends what I was going to do, they're like, wait a minute, you're running as part of your job? I don't understand that. No, so you think about it on a daily basis. If you go and you work out, it might be really hard at first and you're slogging through a workout and it's challenging, but when you finish, you often have that sort of that high of those endorphins of I completed something, I accomplished something. And our founder was running in Philadelphia, had a regular route that she ran, and ran past a homeless shelter regularly on this, and was consistently asked by several guys that she passed, they might be out for a smoke break, can I come run with you? We want to come run with you. And finally one day she said, okay, come run with me. And the result was at the end of that run, those individuals were proud of themselves that they had been able to make it through it, that they had a new confidence, and it was replacing a negative behavior with a really positive, healthy one that can be utilized to help improve depression and anxiety. Working out provides a host of healthy benefits, and particularly for individuals that are in a situation of homelessness, are in a situation of recovery. It can be powerful because honestly, they can get out and they can do it anywhere.
Yeah.
At low cost, and there's an amazing community within the running community, and that's really where kind of the magic happens.
That's really cool. I always said that I wish I was a runner.
You can be. So I am very much a non-traditional runner myself. I'm a big fan of a run-walk method. So
I like a run walk.
Yeah. Yes. You can do a little run, do a little walk,
That's
and to
right.
be really honest, our members join us not as maybe marathoners themselves. They're in a homeless shelter. They've potentially been on the streets or they've been in other recovery facilities. So they have to build up as well. So we need volunteers of all levels to come and join our circle. So
Trenise, you can volunteer to run.
I'll swing by one morning. We'll go together.
I'm going to promise that. But we'll talk a little bit later about what we will commit to.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll do that. Okay. So talk to us a little bit about how the program is structured. Like so you've got volunteers that are out there running. So how does it all work?
Sure. So we have 3 shelters in the Atlanta area that we work with on a regular basis. The Gateway Center being the largest, right off of Pryor Street.
And we know the Gateway Center.
Yes, very familiar.
Yep.
So, and then we also partner with Salvation Army on the west side and Trinity House right at the corner of Auburn and Bell. And we have a program manager who is absolutely wonderful, Heather Turton, and she works closely with these shelters to recruit members. And the thing that we say to our new members is give us 30 days. Just come run with us 3 days a week, 5:30 in the morning. Yes, we know it's really early.
Does that change your mind about that?
Oh, yeah. Actually, no, because
Well, you're always up early anyway.
I am up early, but I usually am up early from I navigate from my bed to a chair.
Okay. Or just run to the chair.
It's 2 steps.
I still sleep at 5:30. I was just going to say so.
But there is this power that happens when you get up and you accomplish something so early in the morning. It's
Yes.
all about seizing the day.
That's
right.
true.
And the idea is that we're running with the members before they are off to their recovery meetings, meeting with their counselors as they are working on that workforce reentry. But so we ask them to commit to run with us 3 days a week, 5:30 in the morning, for 30 days. And on those runs, we offer 2 and 3 mile routes. And we have remarkable volunteers that come from all over the city and circle up with our members and really provide this just amazing community. You know, at 5:30 in the morning, in a running circle, people are in T-shirts, they're in shorts, they're in tennis shoes. The hair is piled on top of the head. There's no makeup on. There's no pretense. Everyone is really on this beautiful level playing field. And some of our members that are in the shelter run far faster than I do. And they're out there helping me to move faster. Some of our volunteers are great athletes and are encouraging our members to move faster. So it's this beautiful, just equalized playing field that makes those individuals that are in the shelters feel like they are a part of a bigger community and be able to give as much as they receive. And that's a wonderful confidence boost when they probably need it the most.
Yeah. Excellent. So one thing that, and I think we talked about this before when we had you on the show, but just I think we should pause right here. So if people are homeless, they don't have the gear to run.
Right.
So that was one thing I think that came up last time is because, you know, if you don't have anywhere to live, you probably don't have running shoes or the best running shoes or maybe even any shoes in some cases. So how does that work? How do they get outfitted with the things that they might need to run and be successful for those first 30 days? Because that's you have to have you got to have clothes. And once you run in them one day, you're going to need to wash it or whatever for the next day.
Sure. No, that's a fantastic question. We are incredibly fortunate to have a wonderful partnership with the Atlanta Track Club. And through their relationship with Mizuno and other running shoe companies, all of our members are provided a brand new pair of running shoes once they've been out with us at least 3 times. So like 1 week of running that is provided to them. We also work with other companies and foundations to help provide weather-appropriate gear for our members. So if in the summertime you're getting a dry fit shirt that is going to wick moisture away and maybe some basketball running shorts. In the wintertime, we are incredibly fortunate. We have a foundation right now that helps us to provide warm-up gear for our members that is logoed so that when we are out on the streets of Atlanta at 5:30 in the morning and people see massive groups of people running down the street, they know that we are back on my feet and they know exactly what we're out there doing. So
Nice.
That's great.
Yeah. Shout out to the partners who are doing that for you. I mean, that's terrific that they're able to do that, but it's for somebody who doesn't have much or anything to get a brand new pair of running shoes or things that they can still continue to use is fantastic.
Year day is one of my favorite days. When they come into our office and our program manager is getting them outfitted, oh my gosh, like it is Christmas morning and it's the coolest thing.
Nice.
Well, great. So I think we have about a minute or so left. So before we take a quick break, so let's give folks information about where they can find you. What information do they need to maybe join up with you? And then on the other side, we'll come back and talk about some of the other programs and things that you offer.
No, that'd be fantastic. So finding us is super simple, backonmyfeet.org. And from that, you can navigate to learn more about volunteering with us, not only as a morning run volunteer, but potentially getting involved on one of our boards. You can learn more about our upcoming events and sign up for regular information on what we're doing, not only in Atlanta, but also all across the country. So backonmyfeet.org.
All right. And social media?
We're on Facebook as Back on My Feet Atlanta, and then we have national accounts with Twitter and Instagram as Back on My Feet.
Well, great. We're going to take a break, and like Trenise said, we're going to come back, talk a little bit more about your programs, and just chat with you about maybe some other involvement that I think Trenise is she's gonna run with you.
Well, and so is Elaine. So
we're recruiting everyone.
We're going to talk about it. Anyway, we're going to take a break, audience. We'll be back. You're listening to The Good Work Show.
To learn more about the show and how your company can tell their story, like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter @GoodWorkShow.
Audience, welcome back to The Good Work Show. We are excited because we've been talking all about Back on My Feet, an organization that is all across the country but has a chapter. It's a chapter here in Atlanta, and they are helping individuals who are homeless get back on their feet, literally, but through running. And so it's a really unique concept that engages the members, with that, but then also helps them with workforce development and some other things along the way that they really need to truly get back on their feet. And then they've also got the jump start with exercise, which is really cool. So, so tell us about why it's important, because you mentioned before the break that they are required to run for the first 30 days, 3 times a week at 5:30 a.m. What is it about that 30 days that before they get all of the services that really, why is it 30 days? I mean, would there be opportunities for people to get services before? Or was it about that that sort of prerequisite, if you will, that is required and that they're learning and getting something along the way before they jump in and get all the services you offer?
Sure. No, that's a fantastic question. So, part of what we do is we are working with corporate partners to help provide workforce reentry points for these individuals. And the 30 days not only is helping them to build a healthy habit, but it's showing commitment on their part, and it's showing the willingness to participate and to give a little when they don't have monetary resources to give, but they have time to give, and they're willing to maybe do something that is hard. We've had the chance to talk about that. Getting up at 5:30 in the morning is not easy on the best of days, right?
Right.
And it is incredibly powerful when myself or our program manager are able to go to CEOs and entrepreneurs and say, hey, we recognize that this individual has a gap in employment. But you know what? They've been waking up at 5:30 in the morning to come and run with us 2 and 3 mile routes. And there are a lot of people that will say, ooh, I don't know that I'll do that, but that's pretty amazing on their part. And so it shows a little bit of skin in the game. And then from that point, they're able to enter our next steps phase, which is truly the next step. It is pulling together the resume. It is doing trainings to help them gain those soft skills and get accustomed to being back in the workforce after potentially being out of it for so long. And we're incredibly fortunate to have wonderful corporate partners in Atlanta that help us to make that happen. So.
Nice. Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes
sense.
And
actually, I just want to dig in on your Next Steps program a little bit more and just kind of get an understanding of what a day would be like, or what would a person experience. So they've gone through their 30 days and now they go into Next Steps. So what are the tangible things they're coming away with out of that program?
Absolutely. So, our whole idea is to work in partnership and in tandem with what they're receiving in the shelters. And so a little bit of it is individualized based on the person coming through the program and based on their recovery program. So it may be resume development, a lot of it's soft interview skills, and then we are really fortunate to have not only local but national partnerships with Marriott Corporation, Bimbo Bakeries, companies that are committed to giving people a second chance in the workforce. And so we're able to make those introductions for them for interviews to hopefully truly provide a smoother pathway back to the workforce for them and honestly livable wage jobs.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. It's a really cool thing to see in action.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
So how do folks connect with you? So you mentioned that you are partnered with 3 different organizations that are kind of in the city. Do they refer folks to you, or do they come to you, or can somebody come to you, directly and say, hey, I'd love to join sort of the Back on My Feet program? How does that work?
So at this point in time, individuals do have to be residing in one of those shelters. There's got to be some stabilization in their life. Right. We are working to expand. In fact, our program manager has been out this week talking to a few other facilities as we're looking to see how we can better serve others in the Atlanta area. But at the moment, they must be housed either in Trinity House, Salvation Army, or Gateway Shelter. And they're wonderful. There are programs within there that refer into Back on My Feet. They know us. They're like, they're those running people.
Nice.
And so we're really fortunate to have great partnerships. I mean, truly, it's how the world works well, right?
Yes.
When we all work together.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So you've worked with a lot of different folks who've come through the program. Yeah. So do you have a couple of stories that you can share with us and just kind of help paint the picture for our listeners and our viewers about how does the program impact the folks that you're working with?
Sure. No, absolutely. In fact, we have a really wonderful thing that has happened recently. One of our members who had been in our program, his name is Eli. We met Eli through the Salvation Army. And Eli, if you have seen Back on My Feet around the city, you have more than likely seen Eli. He gets us going when we circle up in the mornings. He is the person as we are doing our warm up saying, "I can't hear you," like getting, let's get the energy going. And he has just a remarkable spirit and has run, I believe, 5 marathons.
Oh, my goodness!
Wow!
Remarkable human. And Eli came through our program and was employed through Marriott at the JW Marriott in Buckhead, actually.
Fantastic.
And came back to our program manager as an alumni and said, "You know what? It's really important to me to figure out, I've had a lot of time when I was without employment. How do I get the training that I need to potentially upskill, to be able to make a higher wage and maybe regain a little bit of ground from all that time that I lost?" Mm-hmm. And so Eli recently made application for a Next Steps grant through Back on My Feet, and we were able to help him go back to technical school where he was able to earn his HVAC certification and recently graduated. And so he has gotten promoted within Marriott and is at a new facility. And is very excited to be in their engineering department now. And so it's been wonderful to see Eli move through all of the steps and all of the processes of this path, not only from education and workforce, but also health. I mean, he is a remarkable advocate for the power that running can play in your recovery process on a daily basis. He's also a U.S. Army veteran, and we're really proud of everything that he's been through and been able to achieve.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, that's and really, I was going to ask you earlier, do you have people that come back as an alumni? Do they come back and do they stick with the running group? Because I would assume
they want to continue.
I don't know, because I'm not in a running group, but that you would form a bond so that people wouldn't want to lose that. So do you have folks come back and still stick with the program?
No, we absolutely do. And that is one of the really beautiful things to see in action in our program are those alumni that come back and are committed to being a mentor to newer individuals that are in our program. One of our great alumni as well. I mean, there's so many individuals, but George has been in our program. We met George at the Gateway Center, and he is now employed at the VA hospital. George is also a veteran and in a wonderful recovery place, and really is committed to coming at least once a week to the group, showing the guys that are there and the women that we are able to serve that there is a healthier path, and it can be a lot of fun. I mean, I think people sometimes get very serious they think that recovery, that moving through this is a very serious place, but we like to have a good time. You have to have fun and you have to have joy. And George absolutely helps us to show that every single time we're out together. So.
Nice.
That's great.
Yeah. And you mentioned health too a little bit when you were talking about Eli's story, but not to mention all of the other things that they're gaining through the program. They're getting healthier. Yeah. If they're running for 30 days and, if you, I'm sure they probably, obviously they're not working probably. They don't have a place to live. They probably don't have health care. Yeah. They're not taking the greatest care of their body, especially if they're battling addiction. So this is, I guess, like all things working together. I mean, just simultaneously getting them on the path to being healthier, to clearing their mind with running, and then also getting them, back on their feet. It's just really, really good synergy with all of those things.
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, you see individuals that have high blood pressure because of stress. They potentially are facing other medical issues such as a higher risk of diabetes. They might actually this sounds like an odd thing, but they may be overweight even though they've been in homelessness because they are eating unhealthy foods at irregular times. And so it absolutely, it brings that health piece together. It helps the mental health component. All of that feeds together. We work on a whole system.
Yeah.
And when it comes together, it's the coolest thing.
Yeah. So we got about a minute and a half left.
Oh, so we have to. Yeah.
So you committed, right?
And so did you.
So I only committed to you. I didn't commit to Nicole. I have put it back out.
I've provided. No, they've got your name in T-shirt size.
Okay.
Yes.
So tell everybody the news.
Yeah. So Elaine and I are going to join Back on My Feet for your, and I'm going to get the name of the event wrong. So tell us what the name of what did we sign up for?
The 2019 Treadmill Challenge.
Yes.
Treadmill Challenge.
Yes.
So tell us about it real quick in the time that we've got left.
Sure. Yes. So it is a run-a-thon at the Peachtree Road Race Expo with our great friends at the Atlanta
It's not
Track
the
Club.
Peachtree, though.
No, it's not the
clear.
Peachtree.
We're not
doing that.
We will be in an air-conditioned space.
Okay.
Yes.
We're keeping 2 treadmills going for both days of the Peachtree Road Race Expo, helping to raise awareness for Back on My Feet and Vital Funds. And we're really excited that y'all have committed to come and keep those treadmills going for part of that time. Yep. We'll have some Back on My Feet members with you, and I think it's going to be a fantastic time.
Yeah, we're excited.
Yeah.
So you'll have to come by and check us out, you know, or not.
We're not running the whole time.
No.
By the way, because I'm not a runner either, so this is going to be very interesting.
It'll be this is totally going to be a run walk.
Yes.
Maybe with an incline.
Yeah.
You know.
Right. It'll be fun.
We're
fun. Excited to join you.
Give us the dates
Yes.
and where. Yeah.
July 2nd and 3rd
Okay.
at the Peachtree Road Race Expo. If you have a bib and you're picking up your bib, come and see us.
Absolutely. And then you can go to the website and find out more about how to sponsor a team or participate or anything like
Absolutely.
that.
Backonmyfeet.org.
All right. Well, Nicole, thank you so much for coming by. We appreciate it. And we look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you.
You're listening to The Good Work Show.
To learn more about the show and how your company can tell their story, like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter @GoodWorkShow.
Audience, welcome back to The Good Work Show. We are excited. I always say we're excited, but we are excited.
A new word.
We are happy.
Elated.
There you go. Yes, we are elated to have Liz Brown with us. And she is with the Georgia Association of Black Women Attorneys. Thank you so much for stopping by and giving me a new word. Elated.
Absolutely.
I like it. I like it.
We always say an attorney is going to have a word.
Yes.
She's
Yeah.
going to have all the words.
That's
like
right.
words.
That's right. That's right. So tell us about the organization for folks who may not have ever heard of Georgia Association of Black Women Attorneys. Tell us about the organization and your mission, kind of what you do.
Sure. So the Georgia Association of Black Women Attorneys, commonly referred to as GABWA, is a voluntary bar organization, which means all attorneys are members of the State Bar of Georgia, and then they're voluntary members of other bars. And so we are a voluntary statewide bar organization that has nearly 500 members across the state. We were founded in 1981, and our mission is to nurture, support, and galvanize the power of Black women attorneys, advocate for women and children, and empower our communities.
Nice.
That's
nice.
great.
Yes.
All of the good things.
Yes.
Indeed.
So do you have to take another, because you said voluntary bar, like I don't know a lot about attorneys. So I know you have to, you have to pass the bar. Do you have to, you don't pass another thing to be in a voluntary one, do you?
Not for GABWA,
Okay,
except to acknowledge that you are in line and want to, help with our mission. That's the only thing. But you don't have to take another bar.
So
There's no
really,
test.
right. So it's really it's called a voluntary bar because in Georgia, once you pass the bar, you're automatically, and you must be a member of the State Bar of Georgia.
Got it.
Every other bar organization is just a group of lawyers. It's voluntary.
Perfect. Okay.
Got it.
So
We're all on the same
test.
No
Yes,
test.
yes. No grades. Okay, got it. Yes.
So tell us a little bit, why was the organization founded? Like what, you said it was founded in 1981, so you guys are coming up on an anniversary in a couple years.
Yep.
So just talk to us a little bit about why it was founded and what kind of was missing, I guess, in the sphere that this organization filled.
Yep, sure. So we have the mission, as I stated before, but then within that, one of the main things was to increase the number of Black women that served in public office and on the bench. And so that's a main focus of the organization, both through training, advocacy, and also to just be a support system for Black women attorneys. the Gate City Bar was in existence, but it's a completely nonprofit organization. So we created first a 501c6 to be able to advocate politically and take political stances and things like that. So to merge away from, but and I'll talk in a minute about our foundation, but the organization was created to be able to advocate and to be and to get more Black women on the bench in public office.
Yeah, cool. So you have a couple of programs that your members are available to, kind of avail themselves of. Tell us a little bit about what those are and kind of give us some insight on what they do.
Yep. So we are a very, very active bar. So our presidents go January 1st through December 31st. And a lot of people say, well, that's a lot of work. Maybe you have meetings every other month or every quarter, but no, we have multiple meetings a week sometimes.
Oh, wow. That's very active.
That's very active.
Another job, right?
So we do quite a bit. But I'll, kind of talk about some of our key programs. So we have a Judicial and Public Office Academy, which was created kind of in line with one of those key focuses I mentioned, which trains women or members that are interested in either running or being appointed to either a judicial office or a public office. Could be a commission, could be a representative, or on the bench. And that is a several-week program, generally kind of 6 weeks. And we have people come in that run campaigns. We have people come in that have been successful and not successful. People that talk about, how it's going to affect your family and what kind of finances do you need to have. What does it cost? Both financially and, let's say, emotionally or otherwise. And after that, it's meant to kind of train the people that maybe, in the next term or in a few years want to run or seek that kind of office. We also have a Professional Development Academy, which is for younger lawyers, and it kind of gives them the rules of the road. It's meant to implant seeds of greatness in them early on so that they have the foundation to succeed in the profession. I don't know of any other organization that does a program like that in the state, and we do that. That's open to all of our members, and if you're not a member, you can join, and then be in the PDA is what we call it. And so sometimes we have men in that as well. We're an organization that invites everybody to join. You don't have to be a Black woman. You just have to be a lawyer, a law student, or connected with the legal profession, and then desiring to be in line with our mission. We also have monthly general body meetings, which are generally the third Thursday of the month, and we have several topics which range from health and well-being and work-life balance to how to run a law practice, and breaking the glass ceiling. Recently, we had one that was on breaking barriers and exceeding expectations, and we had panelists including Judge Yvette Miller, who is the only Black woman on the Court of Appeals. We had women who do intellectual property work. We have women who do white-collar defense and are partners at law firms, just kind of areas where you traditionally didn't see Black women, at all. And these women are at the top of their game and kind of inspired younger members and, more seasoned members and how to get there and how to, just break the barriers and overcome obstacles. So we do a number of things like that. We have committees that do community service and lead community service activities. We have a judicial review committee, which takes in and communicates with the Judicial Nominating Commission and takes all of the applications of people that are applying to be on the bench and provides feedback to that commission on how we see them, whether are they highly qualified or not qualified. We present to the JNC whenever those come up. We also...
I see why you all are meeting several times a week.
Keep going.
Yes. Oh, my goodness.
Lots of resources,
we
though.
do.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
And we have sections that are also specific to areas of practice. We look at a family law section that's very active, an intellectual property law section, large firm sections that members can kind of get in on the women or men that are practicing in their area and address issues or, even just feedback and kind of just be a community. So we have I have a board of directors of 18, and I have a leadership team of 40. So.
Wow.
And then a membership of 500. So we're a very large organization that does a lot, but we are a resource for attorneys and the community as a whole. So
Nice.
So speaking of being a resource for community, you also have a foundation. So of all the stuff that you just talked about for your members,
right.
Now you guys are also doing stuff for other people in the community.
Yep.
So talk to us a little bit about what those activities are and how that works.
So our foundation is our 501c3, our nonprofit, and we have that is under the same kind of mission to support women and children and to also increase and support women attorneys and women judges. And so under that, we have a foundation scholarship that we award to law students, generally Black female law students in Georgia. And so since 2002, we have awarded $450,000 in scholarships.
Oh, my goodness.
That's fantastic.
So every year we do that. We have a sister-to-sister mentoring program that operates in Fulton and DeKalb counties, and that is for teenage girls up to high school graduation age and as young as 12 who have touched the court system in some way. Generally, it's a minor offense that may be an affray or a fight to insubordination and some minor drug offenses. But we get them early, and they're in this mentoring program where we have attorney and non-attorney mentors that meet with the girls every other week, every second and fourth Saturday, and do sessions with them. They're also paired directly with a mentor, and they pour into these girls because we want to get them early on, and so they can see both attorneys and other professional women, and then just get them on the right path, really. And we have seen a lot of success in that program. Some girls that started from 14 and just acting out and didn't have really strong, good role models in their lives, or ones that had the time to invest in them. And then we've seen them go on to get scholarships to college from Savannah State to Georgia State. And so it's really good when we see those kind of success stories and we celebrate them. We give them the computers and set them up, when they do that. And then they also come back and speak to the girls. And so it's a, cycle of you can do good. You don't have to stay where you're at, and inspire them. We also have a civil pro bono wills project, which helps low-income people generally who are suffering from a terminal illness, whether it's HIV, AIDS, or cancer, things like that, and help them with advanced health directives and wills pro bono. And so those are our main focuses of our foundation, and we have been doing that since shortly after the establishment of GABWA, the foundation was formed.
Cool.
Yeah. So you have an event coming up, Liz. We got about 2 minutes left. Tell us about the event. When is it? How do people participate? Yep. Can they give?
Yep.
All of that.
They can give. They definitely can give. And so all of the things that we do for our foundation, our annual glitter gala and auction is our signature fundraiser to support the work of our foundation. Okay. That is on July 20th at the St. Regis. We have a president's reception that starts at 6, and that is for our donors and our past presidents of the organization and our large supporters. And we also have, and at 7 the event starts. The theme each year there's a theme, and I'm very excited about our theme this year. It's Brazilian Nights.
Oh,
fun!
And so it's going to celebrate the entire culture, like the Caribbean culture of Brazil, from the cuisine.
Nice.
We did a tasting, and the food is going to be amazing. To the entertainment, we have carnival dancers that are going to do a presentation to kind of the decoration and the decor. And so there's ways to sponsor. There are tickets available for sale, and that is on our website. So we're very, very excited about the gala and everything that we're going to do there.
So tell everybody the website. Where can they find the information?
GABWA.org. So www.gabwa.org. You can buy tickets. You can see the work that GABWA and the GABWA Foundation are doing. You can donate directly to the foundation, and you can be a sponsor of the gala or any of the other things that we're doing. So,
and you can sign up to be a member from there too.
You can learn about all of that, and you can sign up to be a member. So I encourage everyone to do both.
Yes. Well, fantastic. Well, we've enjoyed having you and learning all about what GABWA is doing. You're super busy, so thank you so much.
I know, for taking this time.
Yes,
thank you for
and hopefully you get some more members, you get some more help and doing all the activities. But there's a lot that's going on and a lot of great work that you're doing. So congratulations. Yes. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for stopping by, Liz. We appreciate it. And audience, thank you so much for joining us. You're listening to The Good Work Show.